Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about The Last Ronin. Not this. I have to brag, I got 2 books now. Not this, which was a really phenomenal book. One of the best books I have ever read. I know this is like a comic book, but still, one of the best stories I've ever read. This was pretty much a love letter to Ninja Turtle fans. But I'm not talking about The Last Ronin precisely, even though I am, but I'm not. I'm talking about The Last Ronin Lost Year. And much like this, the original Last Ronin run, where I did a 5-part review, I am doing a 5-part review of this as well, because I think there's 5 chapters. Like the hardcover. So I'm going to review each chapter, and then might do a 6-bit where I review on how I feel about this, kind of like I do with the round table review of the original Last Ronin, if that makes sense. So that's my plan. Anyways, I read The Lost Years, and this is really interesting, right? Because this somewhat takes place after the Lost Years, the original Last Ronin book, right? But it also expands on Michelangelo's adventures, like how he became the Last Ronin, right? Granted that I just got this not so long ago, and I probably shouldn't be reading this, but this I don't know, it's pretty cool. Ooh. But this expands on how Michelangelo became the Last Ronin, and I feel like this sets also does from the little bit that I have read so far, is setting up for the Last Ronin 2. So this is kind of like a pre-sequel in a way, because we get the turtles, the new turtles team, as toddlers. And they're fighting over, what toddlers sometimes may fight over. What kids will fight over, which adults will deem stupid, right? And then Grandma April comes in. Well, she's still rocking it. She still looks like $1,000,000 as a grandma. And, Casey Marie's having a hard time, getting the turtles in line. But as soon as Grandma April comes in, she says that she gets the turtles in line in one fell swoop. Which I like to mention that the turtles, this turtle team right here, consists of 2 boys and 2 girls. 2 boys and 2 girls, which their names are Uno, Odin, Yi, and Moji. And their names have shared meaning based on Mikey's Last Ronin story arc, which I believe, if memory serves me right, Uno, Odin, Yi, and Moja are they all translate to 1. If I remember correctly. I think I did also make a video of it too on this channel. So essentially, April sends the turtles away so she can talk to Casey Marie, and they have Casey Marie and April has this little daughter-mother talk, right? And Casey Marie wants to train the turtles to be ninjas in the arts of ninja, so they can help defend New York. And April tells Casey Marie, part of what Michelangelo wanted us to do is know peace. And that in Splinter's journal, there's a line that says, which I like how they have Splinter's journal in here. at different pages. I think that's cool. And it says, defeat is not defeat unless accepted as reality in your own mind. And I'm guessing that's what Bruce Lee said, because they actually said Bruce Lee too. Which is cool. And then there's this other saying that I can make out saying, focus on the moment, not the past attack, or... And that kind of like stops there. And then, from what I can tell, it says, I'll come by your next strike. So I don't know if that's still part of the quote or two different quotes. But still, I like it. But then we go into a flashback, right? Where Michelangelo's getting beat up. And we see that he's kind of reflecting on like the death of his brothers as the Master Splinter, Casey Jones, and the Fugitoid. He also at this point, in these flashbacks, believes that April is dead. And he says that it sounds like he walks on this unforgiving cold mountain to meet his own end. And so essentially he went into this monastery for him to die. But when spring rolls around, he figured, okay, that if he wasn't going to die, then he better get busy surviving. And he also says this comment that it seems like the universe agreed. So Michelangelo caught fish, meditated, did some gardening, and then some people tried to attack him. And he says that he couldn't imagine what his family would say. Donnie would say something about the irony of these feral beasts calling me a monster. Leo would criticize the sloppiness of their attack. Ralph would probably just say something tough like, "That's all you got, punks?" And then he says, "What would Father say?" And then the image of like the wording of "Get up, foolish child" comes to mind, and we get this awesome like flashback, which I'm not sure how old the trolls are in this. It could be between like, I would say 16 or 17. I don't know how old the trolls will be in this flashback, but essentially like Michelangelo is getting overwhelmed, and because the Turtles and Splinter are fighting the Foot Clan, and Splinter says, "This is not your destiny. I will not leave you here to meet a coward's end." And then we get back into like the semi-present-ish, but Michelangelo, where he says, "Coward? I'm no coward. This is not my destiny." And then he says, "Cowards killing just to kill. No respect for life, no honor, no mercy." And then he kicks some shell. It was pretty satisfying to see, right? And then essentially Michelangelo goes back to the village that he passed, which was in ruins. And he finds more people with, I don't know how well you guys can see, but this one with the dragon tattoo that works in the same gang as him. And someone says, "There it is! That's the monster that attacked us in the hills." And then Michelangelo lost to say, "Attacked you?" So it goes berserk on them too. And kills the guy who says that Michelangelo attacked him, said, "There. Now I attacked you," after killing him. And then we see this guy dying in the in the village, warning Michelangelo against Deathworm. So I'm guessing, like, based off of like this little snippet, Deathworm is going to be the main baddie of Michelangelo's journey in these flashbacks. And then we get another flashback with Splinter and Michelangelo, like young Michelangelo, right? And the conversation goes like so. "Michelangelo, I just can't do this anymore. My son, You're not doing this. We are. Your brothers, you, me. We fight this war together. Always. And then Michelangelo gets starts to hallucinate. I guess this is where the hallucinations started. All of his brothers, Leo, Raph, and Donnie. And that's where part 1 ends. And I really enjoy this. I like the story's good, the artwork is good. Did we really need like something to like dive in more into Michelangelo's past before he became the Last Ronin? I don't think we needed it, personally. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't welcome it, because clearly I am welcoming it by buying this. But I don't think, like, diving into, like, Michelangelo's past, like, a little bit before he was the Last Ronin was exactly needed. Because sometimes less is more. And I feel like the flashbacks that were in this book, The Last Ronin, was good enough. Also, I was like this too. If you guys are a fan of the OG Turtles, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, then this will be a nice way to like end, kind of get an ending to that. If you want to move on from the Ninja Turtles, this makes a good ending. But if you're like me and a massive Ninja Turtle fan and just love the Ninja Turtles, then I think you might like this. Especially if you like this, I think you might like this. Granted that, again, I don't think the flashbacks were needed, because like I said, sometimes less is more. So I'm really intrigued in how they're going to like handle the other flashbacks in this. It's a really good book. I enjoy it. 4 more chapters to go. I do like how they kind of like somewhat set up for the Last Ronin 2. Guess I think there's going to be an official Last Ronin 2 that's going to come out. I can't remember if it's going to be in 2024. Or not. Probably going to be. But based off the original Last Ronin run, right? And the one chapter I have with this, I am pretty excited for this. Especially if Kevin Eastman is still involved for the third one, because not sure why I met Kevin Eastman. But Kevin Eastman is, for those of you who are watching this video who has somewhat limited knowledge of the Turtles, Kevin Eastman is one of the co-creators of the Ninja Turtles. This was like 30 years in the making. This whole concept of Last Ronin, from my understanding, is what Peter Laird, the other co-creator of the Ninja Turtles, and Kevin Eastman discussed, but never went to fruition until like, was it like a few years ago? Like a year, 2 ago? Where Kevin Eastman and a few other people took this into fruition. And Kevin Eastman came back as for this. So like, if Kevin Eastman does make his triumphant return for The Last Ronin 2, the official Last Ronin sequel, then I would definitely give Last Ronin 2 a shot, for sure. I'm a lifelong Ninja Turtle fan. I've been a Ninja Turtle fan since I was like 2, as long as I can personally remember. I love every aspect of, I should say every aspect of the Ninja Turtles. Because there's like Mutant Mayhem and Next Mutation War, like, that's an insult to Ninja Turtle fans. But if you guys are a huge fan of Ninja Turtles, give The Last Ronin. And if you guys like this, based on a little bit I've seen, I think you guys might like this. Let you know by the time I'm done with this. But that said, for those of you guys who read the first chapter, or issue, I should say, of The Last Ronin Lost Years, what do you guys think about it? And for those of you who has read the Last Ronin Lost Years in completion, how do you guys feel about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I would love to get your guys' thoughts as well. That said, love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. And have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another.